Alright everyone, we've just arrived here at the Busan Nakdong River Estuary Bank or the Usokdo Sanctuary Park. The last bicycle stamp station when you do the Incheon Seoul Busan cross country bike path. So in this video, I would like to discuss with you about tips on how to buy a ticket for the bus and ferry. And then I'll give you guys a little bit of an overview on each of the bicycle bike paths, the foods that I recommend you to eat, the places that I want you to see and explore, the things that you can expect when you cycle here in South Korea. And also, I will gonna rank each of the bicycle bike paths from my favorite to my least favorite. Also, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an overview on how to get the medals, certificates, and even the bicycle passport. So stay tuned for that.
The first option is to head over to TX Bus website, and it's automatically in English, so don't worry about reserving your bus ticket. Select your departure, destination, and their date and time, whether it's only one way or round trip. Then click agree and select number of passengers and seat number. After which you will click agree to terms and conditions before paying the ticket. There is an option for global credit cards for tourists such as Visa, MasterCard, JCB, and UnionPay. Another option is the Kobus. Head over to their website and first find the Hangguko or Korean in the top right corner to switch the language to English. Then you can begin selecting your desired departure and destination and their dates in either one-way or round trip. After which you will select first the bus type and their respective departure time, then the number of passengers and seat number. Next is select the option for non-membership and click agree to all terms and conditions before proceeding with payment. Just like TX Bus, Kobus have the same global credit card options for tourists, so don't worry about it. For booking a ferry ticket, let's visit first the website of Hanil Express and select departure at Wando and arrival at Jeju Island, together with the date of departing and returning. Then the passenger type, which consists of cars, adults, children, infant, and with pets. Then click the red button to select ferry schedules. You don't need to log in as a member, just click the cancel button and continue. Find the seat or room type and select the number for the departure, then register your information. Same process for the return trip and click the button where you can use the same information as you registered at the departure. After that, click the red button to check the ticket price and then proceed with payment where global credit card options are available. If you don't complete the reservation until payment within 20 minutes, the screen will return to the home page and you need to restart the process again. Next is the Seaworld Ferry. At the home page, find the USA flag icon at the top right corner, leading you to the English version, and click the reservation button, and from there, the process is very easy to follow, starting with selecting the date and time, room and seat number, the number of passengers and their information, and then proceed with payment. It's interesting that there is an option where you can pay directly to the terminal by cash after you have completed the reservation process. Also, global credit cards are accepted as well. South Korea offers a wide, diverse scenery of landscapes, from mountains, forests, rivers, and coastlines. Around 70% of Korea is mountainous, so expect varying elevation gains for climbing and descents. The best time to cycle here in Korea is spring, from late March to early June, and fall from late September to early November. During rainy season, from June to August, expect heavy rain, flooding, and possible typhoons. These bike paths are closed due to fallen trees and debris. Also, in the spring season, expect so many yellow dust, which is very unsafe for cycling. The cross-country bike path is a 633-kilometer route stretching from Incheon in the northwest to Busan in the southeast. But this is commonly mistaken as the Four Rivers Path, which is refers to the four major rivers Hangang, Geumgang, Yeongsangang, and Nakdonggang. The challenging part of this route starts at the 5-kilometer section approaching Iwaryong Pass with 2 steep climbs and 3 moderate climbs approaching Musinsa Temple and Namji City. Bukhangang is a 70-kilometer bike path and the shortest one, which follows the North Han River connecting the cities of Chuncheon, Gangwon Province, all the way to Namyangju City, Gyeonggi Province. It passes through the places like the Gapyeong Rail Park and the Cheongpyeong Lake. But if you want to consider staying in Gapyeong, you might want to visit Nami Island and Petite France, as they are the 2 most iconic places in that area. The East Coast Bike Path is South Korea's most difficult and challenging long-distance cycling route due to its steep gradients, strong winds from both the mountains and sea, and ever-changing coastal terrain, where the official bike path stretches 352 kilometers, starting from the Unification Observatory in Gosong, Gangwon Province, and ends at Yeongdok Sunrise Park in North Gyeongsang Province. However, the total distance for the East Coast is around 700 kilometers. So you can continue cycle your way to Pohang, Gyeongju, Ulsan, and end at Busan's Haeundae Beach. Ocheon is a 105-kilometer bike path that stretches from Haengcheon intersection all the way to Hapgang Park in Sejong City, while the Geumgang begins at Daejeong Dam, located in Daejeon City, where you can also see the Hanbat Bridge, the Hanturi Beach in Sejong City. And then you'll pass the Gongju City where you can explore the Baekje Fortress. And it stretches for about 150 kilometers all the way to Gunsan City. Yeongsangang is a 133 kilometers bike path covering the cities of North and South Jeolla Province. It's recommended that you begin your journey at Mokpo towards the cities of Jeju, where you can find the Nuroji Observatory with stunning panoramic views of the mountains. Then continue cycling approaching Gwangju City, see the colorful autumn leaves and spring flowers. Next is to continue to cycle your way in the city as you approach the iconic Chungnok-won bamboo forest, the Meta Sequoia tree walking path, all the way to Damyangdam. Seomjingang is a 150-kilometer bike path known for its beautifully diverse scenic landscapes along the river. There is a specific viewpoint along the route that has a very similar view to the backside of Halasan Mountain, as seen from the Gwanamsa Trail in Jeju Island. If you take a little bit of a detour in Suncheon, you can explore the village where the Korea's famous chili paste or gochujang was originated. And then as you ride about 25 kilometers past Gurye, you can see the lower section of Jirisan Mountain. And then, continuing on, you can see the Namdo Bridge as you find the colorful bridge that lights up at the night as you approach Gwangyang City. The Jeju Island Fantasy Bike Path has a 234-kilometer coastal distance with 10 official bike stamp stations, offering a scenic view around Halasan Mountain, together with stunning views of the coast, windmills, traditional villages, waterfalls, spring flowers, and autumn leaves. You might even spot the women divers of Jeju Island, also known as Hanil, who collects shellfish and other marine products. This route is well maintained and one of the easiest bike paths where everyone can enjoy cycling in and out of the coastal path of the island. Along the way, you'll find plenty of spots to eat, rest, and enjoy nature. Like most beaches allow free camping with free bathrooms and showers. Just make sure to keep the area clean before leaving.
how can we get this bicycle passport? You're in luck because I'm currently right here at the Usokdo Sanctuary Park, where you can directly go inside to their office and then ask for the staff to have a bicycle passport like this. Make sure to bring your passport if you're a tourist, or if you are a foreigner who are currently residing here, you can bring your ARC. That will be also better. And then if I remember, you need to pay at least 5,000 won or 4,000 won. And then if you want to purchase the map, that will be an additional cost of 500 won. So yeah, that's how you can get the bicycle passport. Alright my friends, let's talk about how to get the certificates and medals when you do your cycling trip here in South Korea. For example, in Jeju Island, you need to collect 10 official bike stamps that look something like this. After which, you can get the congratulations seal that looks like this. So it applies to all bike bands. Now, to get the certificate of cross-country road, or in Korean it's Kukdo Jongju in Jungso, you need to go from Incheon all the way here in Busan. But you need to remember that you don't need to pass through the entire Bukhangang, which is 70 kilometers away, Cheongju Dam, which is 10 kilometers away in Han River, and you don't need to pass through Andong Dam, which is 65 kilometers away when you pass through Nakto River. You can also have the option to get the cross-country medal that looks something like this. But you need to pay 12,500 won in cash. They don't accept credit cards, unfortunately. Number 2. Let's talk about the certificate of 4 rivers bike path, or in Korean it's Ne-daegang Jongju Injungso. I'm talking about the Hangang, the Geumgang, the Yeongsangang, and the Nakdonggang. So in Hangang, you need to pass through the Cheongju Dam, which is 10 kilometers away from the Han River path. In Nakdonggang, you need to pass through Andong Dam, which is 65 kilometers away. In Geumgang, you need to pass through or begin your cycling journey at Daecheong Dam, which is 30 kilometers from Hapgang Park, after you finish cycling in Ocheon River. And in Yeongsangang, you can start your journey at either Damyangdang or at Mokpo. So, this is how the 4 rivers medal looks like. And finally, the Grand Slam Injungso, or the Grand Slam certificate. So, I've mentioned the cross-country bike path and the 4 main rivers path. You need to also pass through the other rivers bike path, such as the Ocheon, the Seomjingang, the East Coast bike path, and Jeju Island, as well as Bukhangang, to get the Grand Slam certificate and the Grand Slam medal that looks something like this. Alright everyone, I hope you got the idea about the overview of each of the bike paths that I shared with you in this video. Now, I'm gonna be personally rank each of those bike paths based on how diverse the scenery is, the landscapes, the panorama views, the accessibility of the bike paths, and how well they are maintained. So, I'm gonna tell you everyone my least favorite all the way to my favorite. So, my least favorite is Ocheon bike path, followed by the Bukhangang. Next is Yeongsangang, the Incheon Busan cross country bike path,
the Jeju Island, and my top two favorite is the Seomjingang and the East Coast. Because as I said in the previous part of this video, both Seomjingang and East Coast have a very diverse scenery of the landscapes, the mountains, the autumn leaves, the spring flowers, and the easy and difficulty of each of the terrain that those two bike paths have. And I really love nature, and I really explore them by cycling. So that's why I decided that the Seomjingang and East Coast bike path are my top two favorites. So they are interchangeable, by the way. So yeah. So let me know in the comments what are your favorite bike paths, and I'm looking forward to read them all. So before we wrap up this video, let's answer some questions from our friends at the Facebook group called Seoul, Busan, and Beyond, or SBB for short. The first question says, how easy it is to find out such convenient stores or local cafes and restaurants along the trails without exiting the bike path. Generally speaking, you can literally find a lot of food trucks that serves instant ramen or instant cup noodles, energy drinks, Gatorade, Powerade to be specific, mineral water, cafe or coffee, ice americano. They even offer eggs, snacks, and energy bars. They also offer sandwiches as well, so you don't have to worry about finding any food truck or any stalls or any restaurants along the way. Next question. How to cycle from Incheon Airport to Wando Ferry? When I read the Reddit post about this, it says that the shipping company that used to operate from Incheon to Jeju have been seized since 2 years ago. So unfortunately, it is impossible. Last question. In terms of internet connection, have you experienced any signal interruption or lack of signals along the way? So far, the entire cycling journey here in Korea, I haven't experienced that. So I'm not worried about it. Also, I have some tips for you guys. When you do long distance cycling, make sure that you always eat at intervals. Say for example, for every 1 hour, you eat at least a piece of snack or energy bar to keep yourself fueled. Because if you cycle for a long time and you feel hungry, it will be impossible for you to recover and to continue along the way. Also, make sure to prepare a lot. Make sure to stretch your body when you do pit stops or breaks, so that it will not cause some pain when you do cycling. Also, make sure that your navigation is ready, such as your mobile phones, your GPS, or any navigation device. Here in Korea, actually, they only use Kakao or Naver Maps. So, Google Maps, unfortunately, it's not possible to use that, by the way. And yeah, so that's it. This wraps up our nice little video for today. I hope that you guys enjoy watching this video. Let me know in the comments about the tips that I share, or do you have any other tips that you have or want me to tell, to share, or anything. Just post it down in the comments below. And so with that being said, my friends, thank you for joining me today. will see you next time. Happy cycling! Bye bye!